welcome back. Welcome back, students. So we learned about all the ministries, all the the four ministries, whichever we had in your syllabus, and now we have to start with SEBI. Okay, let's start. Let's start with SEBI. Okay, what is SEBI? What does SEBI stand for? SEBI stands for the Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEBI stands for the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Also make this correction in your books. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, off board, there is a repetition. Just make sure you scratch it off. Okay, just make sure you delete that. Okay, the Securities and Exchange Board of India is basically a regulatory body for securities and commodity market in India. So this is basically for the shares. Securities meaning the shares and bonds, all of these, yes or no? So these are listed on stock exchanges. The shares, say for example, if you know Reliance Industries, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, and Adani Group, and Indian Oil, then ONGC, Infosys, there are so many companies which are listed on stock exchange. You will understand this in the coming chapter, that is the Companies Act. What is a company, what are these shares, and how are these shares listed on stock exchange? You will understand in your next class, probably in your Companies Act. And now, just for simplicity, just understand securities meaning shares or bonds. Okay. These securities and commodity market in India. What is this commodity market? See, not only shares are listed on stock exchanges, or not only bonds are listed on stock exchanges, or debentures are listed on stock exchanges. There are these commodities also which are listed on stock exchange. Yes, ma'am, what is commodity? What are you talking about? What do you mean by commodity? See, children, all kinds of commodities. Say, for example, rice, wheat, steel, what not, all metals, all kind of metals, everything are also listed on stock exchanges. These also have values. These are also being traded in the stock exchanges. So what does this SEBI do? This SEBI is a regulatory body. It regulates the share markets, the commodity markets in India. It plays a very, very, very crucial role. SEBI plays a very crucial role. Okay. Next, under the ownership of, okay, see again, under the ownership of what? Under the ownership of Ministry of Finance with the Government of India. You saw the capital markets. Yes, capital and share markets. Getting it when we studied the Ministry of Finance. So SEBI also is governed under the ownership of Ministry of Finance. Okay, when was this established? It was established on 12th April 1988 as an executive body and was given statutory powers. It was given statutory powers on 30th January 1992 through the SEBI Act 1992. Yes, it is governed by SEBI Act 1992, and the powers were also given on 30th January 1992 through the SEBI Act. Okay, simple, very simple. SEBI meaning Securities Exchange Board of India. It is a regulatory body for what? For securities and commodity market in India. It is under the ownership of Ministry of Finance. It was established on 12th April 1988, but it got its powers, statutory powers, on 30th January 1992 through the SEBI Act 1992. Simple. Yes? Yes. Okay, next, RBI. You all would have heard RBI, Reserve Bank of India. It is a central bank of India. Yes, also known as the central bank. This is the India's central bank, and it is a regulatory body responsible for regulation of the Indian banking system. RBI plays a major role in for control for maintaining the supply of Indian currency, Yes. So RBI is also called as the central bank. It is a regulatory body which is responsible for the regulation of all the Indian banking system. Okay, you all know RBI. Yes, it is under the ownership of, again, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. I told you banking, insurance, NBFC, finance. Obviously, yes, it comes under, it is a financial institution. All of these are financial institutions. Obviously, it will come under Ministry of Finance. Yes, I told you it is also responsible for control, issue, and maintaining the supply of Indian currency. It is responsible for control, it issues, it prints. Do you know RBI prints our Indian currency? See, Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran. Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran is a specialized division of RBI through which it prints and mints Indian currency notes. If you know, RBI, whatever the notes you have, whatever notes you have seen, all of these are printed by the RBI. It has a special division called Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran. Note Mudran. Bharatiya Reserve Bank, simple. Now, Note Mudran. Okay, it is a specialized division of RBI through which it prints and mints the Indian currency. Okay, into where ma'am? In two of its printing presses located in Nashik, the other one in Divas. The one in Nashik, the other one is in Divas. Okay, next, it also manages the country's main payment systems and works to promote its economic development. It is majorly responsible for the country's payment system and works to promote the economic development of the nation. Also, RBI established the National Payments Corporation of India as one of its specialized division, again, to regulate the payment and settlement systems in India. To regulate what? To regulate the payment and settlement systems in India. So what does it do? To operate the retail payments and settlement systems in India, this NPCI works. NPCI works to operate the retail payments and also to settle the also with the settlement systems in India. Also, if you know, the UPI, RuPay, BHIM, all of these were introduced. These are the products launched by NPCI. You know, right? UPI is what? Whatever you're using. Unified Payments Interface. UPI, yes, BHIM and RuPay. RuPay. So all of these were the products which were launched by NPCI. Ma'am, what is NPCI? National Payments Corporation of India. It is one of the specialized divisions of RBI to regulate the payment and settlement systems in India. Getting it? Yes. Next, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation was established by RBI as one of its specialized division, again, for the purpose of providing insurance of deposits and guarantee of credit facilities to all Indian banks. See, what are they talking about? They're talking about Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. They're talking about Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. This is very important, children. You need to know what are they talking about. Is this is one of the specialized division wherein it provides insurance. See, obviously, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation was established by whom? Was established by RBI. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. Meaning, RBI will give, listen to me, RBI will give insurance to the deposits. Deposits meaning the deposits, whatever the deposits we have made with the banks. We have made, say for example, fixed deposits, recurrent deposits, current deposits, whatever deposits we have made with the banks, with the normal banks. All of these are insured by the RBI. All of these deposits are insured by the RBI. Ma'am, why? What is the reason? Reason is to basically give a kind of sense of confidence to the public. Sense of confidence to the public that your amount or that your money is safe with the banking channels in India. It also acts as a protection cover. Yes or no? It basically, insurance is nothing but protection cover for the deposit holders when the bank which you have kept deposit in becomes bankrupt or it fails to pay the amount to the depositors. Getting it clear? So if say for example, I keep a deposit with XYZ bank. I keep a deposit with XYZ bank. Now the XYZ bank fails to pay me the deposit because of its financial condition. Now, because there is an insurance with the RBI will give me my deposit. See, this deposit is there is a limit to this. It is the maximum is only 5 lakh. The maximum is only 5 lakh. Ma'am, why is this given? Because to create a sense of surety or to give a sense of security to the people of the country. Yes, that their money is in safe hands. Clear? Yes, clear. Again, RBI. RBI is India's central bank and regulatory body which is responsible for the regulation of Indian banking system. It is under the ownership of which ministry? Ministry of Finance. It is responsible for the control, issue, and maintenance of what? A supply of Indian currency. It also manages the control country's main payment systems and works to promote the economic development. Bharatiya Reserve Bank Mudran, Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran is a specialized division of RBI which will print and mint the Indian currency. Yes, where? In Nashik and Devas. Next, it has also one more specialized division called NPCI, the National Payments Corporation of India, which is there to regulate the payment and settlement systems in India. Okay. Next, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, which is established by RBI. It is a wholly subsidiary of RBI. This, what does it do? It provides insurance to the deposits of the people. Getting it? Yes. Yes, ma'am. So basically, yeah, that is not required. Anyways, okay. Let's we are done with RBI, and next, okay, we are going to start with Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. IBI. What is this? IBI. What's wrong with this? Yeah. Okay. So children, before even understanding what is this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, I want you all to know. See, basically they're telling IBI is a regulator for overseeing insolvency proceedings, and it was established, yes, it has its powers given in the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Now, without even understanding what is this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, also known as IBC, how will you be even able to understand what is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India? Getting my point? So at least you have to have a basic understanding of this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code even before jumping into this IBI. So that's the reason I'll just give you a basic to basic. I'm not going too much deep, because IBC in itself is a very big code. It's a very big code, and there are too many things involved in that particular act. But what I will try to do is I'll just give you a just a basic understanding of what that code is and why it came into force. And after that, we will be able to relate the same to the topic given here, and we will try to learn. Okay, getting my point? Okay, fine. So now we are talking about Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Oh, what's wrong with this? Insolvency and Code. Yes. So basically, children, code why did this code even come into existence? What was the problem behind this particular law? Okay, so this was basically to resolve the problem of NPAs. NPA, ma'am, what is this NPA? NPA meaning non-performing asset. Non-performing asset. I know you do not understand anything, but I'll try to explain. See, basically this came into force to resolve the problem of NPAs for banks. Okay, what is this NPA? Say for example, I have taken a loan from a particular bank. I have taken a loan from a particular bank and I do not repay it. I do not repay it because I do not have sufficient funds. Yes, I do not have sufficient funds and I do not repay the loan taken from the bank. What happens is, in the bank's books, in the books of the bank, I will be treated as a non-performing asset. Yes, if the bank has given me loan, obviously it is an asset. The loan, whatever the loan it has given it to me, that is an asset in the books of the bank. So when I do not repay the loan, obviously it becomes non-performing asset. Clear? Very simple. And there are certain criteria for which that has to be satisfied for you being classified as a standard asset, substandard asset, or non-performing asset. That is not there for you, so you don't have to worry. But the main what I'm trying to tell you is, now when I fail to pay, when I fail to honor that particular payment or whatever that particular loan, I will be classified as a non-performing asset in the books of the bank. See children, when a bank has a certain percentage, there is a certain percentage up to which the banks can tolerate NPAs. Say for example, all of the assets, all of the loans and advances, whichever the bank gives, if it becomes non-performing, just imagine the state of the bank. Just imagine the state of the bank. It cannot run. It cannot make profits. So when a bank has a lot of non-performing assets in its balance sheet, it is not good for the bank. It is not good for the country as well, because the banks depict the financial health of the country as well. Getting my point? So when there are more number of NPAs in the banks, it means that the financial health of the bank is not good. Also, the financial health of the country is also not good, because it is being reflected by the banking sectors in the country. Now, in order to resolve this problem, see what happens is, when an asset is classified as an NPA, the bank tries to go and recover, or it tries to recover, yeah, it tries to recover the amount from the particular person, or say for example a company. Say for example, the bank goes and tries to recover that particular loan. But see children, it takes a lot of time in resolving these say if the company has to the company has to be liquidated and all of these, it takes a lot of time. It used to take a lot of time, and the banks would not be able to recover back their money. So this was the main intention, and in order to resolve this a particular problem of NPAs with the banks, the government came up with this code called Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So how does this work? How does this work? I'll just explain you, just not in detail. It's just basic understanding I'll try to give you. I'll not explain everything in detail. Don't worry. Okay. Make sure, even if you don't understand, it's okay. See, but please make it a point to understand, because I'm making it very simple. Okay. See, say for example, okay. Say for example, a company ABC Limited. ABC Limited takes loan from say XYZ Bank. XYZ Bank, what does it do? It takes loan. Yes, takes loan, but fails to repay. Fails to repay. Yes. Now, in the books of this XYZ Bank, in the books of XYZ Bank, ABC Limited, ABC Limited is classified as a non-performing asset. Children, I think till here I'm clear. Okay. Now with a clear mind, please try to understand. Okay. Okay, why is this not moving? Oh. Just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah. So now, yeah, ABC is classified as a non-performing performing asset in the books of the bank. Now what happens is, this XYZ bank, if there was no IBC, it would have taken a very long period, and it was not easier for the banks to recover the amount. But now, because IBC is introduced, this bank will approach NCLT. This bank will approach NCLT. Ma'am, what is this NCLT? The NCLT is nothing but an adjudicating authority. It is nothing but an adjudicating authority. Ma'am, what is adjudicating authority? It is nothing but a court. NCLT is nothing but a court. Court for okay. Okay, fine. What is NCLT? NCLT is nothing but National Company Law Tribunal. National Company Law Tribunal. Courts for companies. Courts for corporate entities. Getting it? NCLT is an adjudicating authority for the corporate entities. Now, what happened? XYZ Bank approached NCLT. Yes. Okay. It approached NCLT. Now, what does this NCLT do? NCLT, on application by the XYZ Bank, what does it do is, it will appoint what? An insolvency professional. It will consider the application and it will take forward the case. It will take forward the case and it will appoint an insolvency professional. Ma'am, who are these insolvency professionals? See, children, these insolvency professionals are very highly talented people who step in in the management of the ABC Limited, of the whichever, the NPA company. One second, I don't know, there's some problem with this stylus. Okay, yeah. These insolvency professionals, what they do is, they will step in the management. They will step into the shoes of the management of the ABC Limited, and whoever are the managers or managing directors of the company, they will step down from their from their positions, and these insolvency professionals will take charge of the company. They will take charge of the company. Ma'am, who are these insolvency professionals? Ma'am, you're telling such great things about these insolvency professionals. Who can become insolvency professionals? See, children, you as chartered accountants, once you practice for 10 years, a minimum practice of 10 years, after 10 years of your clearing your CA examinations, you can write an exam and you can become an insolvency professional. Getting it? Right, this is just for your information. Okay, now what does these IPs do? IP meaning insolvency professionals. What do they do is that they try to revive the business of the company. They take charge of the business and they try to revive back the company. Yes, they are very knowledgeable people. They try to make certain resolution plans. Everything is in detail. It is a complete process wherein, committee of creditors, resolution plan, there are investors who come in. All of this is there. There is a complete process called CIRP process. I'm not going in detail. I'm just trying to give you the basic bird's eye view of this. And so these insolvency professionals, what they do is, they try to revive back the business if possible. Yes, if possible, they try to revive back the business. If not possible, they will what? They will try to liquidate the company. They will liquidate the company, and they always look to maximize the assets. They always look to maximize the value of the assets and to repay back the liabilities. Yes. Now, if they are not able to revive the company, now the liquidation process starts, and they will sell all the assets and pay off all the liabilities, and the liabilities of this particular bank will also be paid off along with other creditors. Getting it? So in between, during all of this, NCLT plays a major role. Okay, NCLT approves and monitors the process of the entire CIRP process, and also it is also during the liquidation process also, NCLT plays a major role. Now, after all of this, okay, all of this happens in a very strict and time-bound manner. This is one of the this is one of the feature of IBC, wherein all of this, whatever takes place, it takes place within a specified time, and it closes in a specified time. That is the benefit of the Indian Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Now, at least you have got a basic understanding of what it is. Now, let's go back to your text. Now let's go back to your text. See, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. One second. Yeah, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Now let's see. It is a regulator for overseeing insolvency proceedings. See, insolvency proceedings. Okay, it is a regulator for what? For overseeing the insolvency proceedings. You know what is insolvency being? You have become bankrupt. Yes, there is your assets are lower than your liabilities, and the court has decided that you are insolvent, that you are a bankrupt. And now the entities like insolvency professional agencies, insolvency professionals, and information utilities in India. It is the regulator for all of these. The IBBI is the regulator for insolvency professional agencies, insolvency professionals, and information utilities in India. Now, what is this insolvency professional agencies, insolvency professionals? Insolvency professionals, do you know? What is this insolvency professional agencies? See, children, these insolvency professional agencies, they basically regulate or monitor IPs. IP meaning insolvency professionals. These appoint insolvency professionals. Also, they regulate these insolvency professionals. Okay, getting my point? Next, information utilities. What is this information utility? Is that it collects and stores the data of all the debts and defaults. It is basically a utility wherein all the data of the debts and defaults are being stored, and it whenever required, the data is being given to the creditors or the insolvency professionals or the required team. Getting it? Simple. Now it is simple. Yes, ma'am. Now, when was this established, children? This was established on 1st October 2016 and given statutory powers through Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which was passed in the Lok Sabha on 5th May 2016. Okay. It covers individuals, it covers companies, it covers limited liability, it covers partnerships, and also the partnership firms. Partnership firms, everything the same. Okay, the new code will speed up, very important. What will it do? It will speed up the resolution process for the stressed assets in the country. Stressed assets of the country, meaning NPAs, meaning non-performing assets. Yes or no? So it will speed up the resolution process for these stressed assets in the country. Next, it attempts to simplify the process of insolvency and bankruptcy proceedings. Next, it handles the cases of two tribunals like NCLT and Debt Recovery Tribunal. You know about NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. All the cases with respect to the corporate entities come to NCLT. No court. Court is only NCLT for all of these. And now, Debt Recovery Tribunal is for non-corporate entities like, say, for example, individuals, etc. Getting my point? Yes. So it handles the cases. See, IBBI, this IBBI handles the cases with the help of NCLT and Debt Recovery Tribunal. Basically, IBBI is the regulatory body, and this NCLT and Debt Recovery Tribunal are the adjudicating bodies. Clear? Everyone? See, again, we'll read it again. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. It is a regulator for overseeing the insolvency proceedings and also the entities like the insolvency professional agencies, IPs, and IUs. That is the information utilities in India. It was established on 1st October 2016 and it gets its powers from the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, and it covers all individuals, companies, limited liability partnerships, and individuals. Okay, it is the new code will speed up the resolution process for all the stressed assets of the country. It also attempts to simplify the process of insolvency and bankruptcy proceedings. It handles the cases using NCLT and DRT. Done. Easy. Very easy. What did we learn? The Securities Board of India, Securities and Exchange Board of India, RBI, and IBBI. That is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. So the last topic, and we are done for the day. The last topic, and we are done for the day. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's start. The structure of the Indian judicial system. Without any delay, let's start with the next topic, structure of the Indian judicial system. Okay. When there is a dispute between citizens or between citizens and the government, these disputes are resolved by the Judiciary. Judiciary. Okay, come back. Come back. Ma'am, we know this. We have seen this. Okay. Yeah, the judiciary. Now, in Indian regulatory framework, we learnt legislature, the how act is passed. Yes, the lawmaking body. Next, we also learnt about the executive, that is the executing it basically executes the law. And then now we are studying the judiciary organ of the union government. What does the judiciary organ do? It explains, interprets, and punishes the violators. Now we are studying about the third organ, that is the judiciary. Clear? Now are you like, okay, understanding what is there in this particular chapter? Yes, yes ma'am. Okay, now fine. The functions of the judiciary system of India are the regulation of the interpretation of the acts and codes. It is the regulation of the interpretation. How do you interpret the acts and codes? Yes. Next, dispute resolution. Whatever, if any disputes arises, the resolution, that is also a function of the judiciary system. And also promotion of fairness among the citizens of the land. Promotion of fairness basically meaning giving justice. Yes, giving justice, promoting justice to the citizens of the land. Okay, now in hierarchy of courts, the Supreme Court is at the top. Obviously, apex court of India, Supreme Court, followed by the High Court and the district courts. So decisions of the High Court are binding. Okay, yesterday we have learned something. The decisions of the Supreme Court are applicable throughout the territory of India, whereas the decisions of the High Court are applicable to that particular, to the respective state. Yes or no? That's what we learned. Now, see, read. Decisions of the High Court are binding in the respective state, but are only persuasive in other states. Now, what is this? What is the meaning of persuasive? Persuasive means it can have an impact, could influence other other courts in other states, but it is binding. It is binding in the respective state. Getting my point? Yes, ma'am. Next, decision of the Supreme Court are binding on all high courts under Article 141 of the Indian Constitution. In fact, a Supreme Court decision is a final word on the matter. So once if a case is being fought, say for example in the lower court and then high court, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, and if the Supreme Court gives a decision, that is the final. That is the final. Getting it? Also, we learned one more yesterday, that common law can be altered, but not the statute. Remember? You remember that? Where did that come? I think the last line. See, the judgment can override or alter a common law, but it cannot override or change the statute. Very important line. Okay, I just recollected, so I just wanted you all to revise that. Okay, now structure of the Indian. Okay, fine, you're done with this. Next, Supreme Court. Supreme Court. What is Supreme Court? Supreme Court is the apex body of the judiciary. Yes, Supreme Court is the apex body of the judiciary. It was established on 26 January 1950. I have been repetitively telling that this is the apex body, this is the top court, this is the so the court, the decision of the Supreme Court is the final. Yes, you have heard enough of it. Okay, let's go to the next line. Yes, the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India is the highest authority appointed under Article 126. Chief Justice of India is the highest authority. Next, the principal bench of the Supreme Court consists of 7 members, including the Chief Justice of India. So the principal bench, the Supreme Court has many benches, and that in that principal bench has 7 members, including the Chief Justice of India. But presently this particular number has increased to 34, considering the rise in number of cases and workload. Increased to 34, including the Chief Justice of India, due to the rise in the number of cases and workload. Okay, next. An individual can seek relief in the Supreme Court by filing a writ petition under Article 32. Ma'am, what is this writ petition? Usually a writ petition is filed when there is any violation in the fundamental rights for the public. Okay, you can go and file a writ petition with the Supreme Court or High Court. Getting it? Okay, next. Yes, ma'am. Supreme Court done. Yes, next. We will finish with the High Court. High Court. High Court is the highest court of appeal in each state and union territory. Yes, the highest court of appeal in each state and union territory is what? It is the High Court. Article 214 of the Indian Constitution states that there must be a High Court in each state. There must be a High Court in each state. That is what the Constitution says. But in India, there are 25 High Courts, one for each state and union territory, and one for each state and union territory, and one for this. Anyways, not required. Okay. 6 states share a single High Court. 6 states share a single High Court. See, there are only 25 High Courts in India as of now, and they're telling that 6 states share a single High Court. Say, for example, as far as I know, Bombay High Court acts as a High Court for Maharashtra. It also acts as High Court for Daman and Diu, Nagar Haveli, I think for Goa as well. I don't remember actually for which all states it acts as a High Court, but you can just anytime Google it. And also the Calcutta High Court or the Kolkata High Court also acts as a High Court for West Bengal as well as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And similarly, there are other High Courts also which act as High Courts for more than one state. I mean, a state and a union territory. Getting it? Okay. Next. The High Court has appellant, original jurisdiction and supervisory jurisdiction. So the High Court has the original jurisdiction, the appellant jurisdiction, and also the supervisory jurisdiction. Supervisory jurisdiction is to oversee all of the courts in its territory, to oversee all of the other courts, to supervise. Supervise meaning to oversee. Yes or no? All the other courts in its particular territory or in its particular state. Okay. However, Article 227 of the Indian Constitution limits High Court supervisory power. Okay, fine. An individual can seek remedies against violation of fundamental rights. Again, seek remedies against violation of fundamental rights in High Court by filing a writ petition under Article 226. Article 226 here and for High Court, and here it is Article 32. Okay. Next, just for your information, there is one more, which is the oldest High Court in India. It is the Calcutta High Court, which was established on 2nd July 1862. Okay. Yeah. Then last, it's not the last. We still have one more. Okay. The district court. Okay. These come below the High Courts. District court come below the High Courts. Here, see, you have courts of district judge and the courts of sessions. The court of district judge deal with civil law matters, whereas the court of sessions deals with criminal matters. Court of district judge deal with civil law matters, whereas the court of sessions deals with criminal matters. Yes, under pecuniary jurisdiction, a civil judge can try suits value not more than rupees 2 crore. What is pecuniary jurisdiction? What do you mean by pecuniary jurisdiction? This refers to the monetary limit provided for that particular jurisdiction, something related to money. So when we talk about pecuniary jurisdiction, that is something related to money. Okay, so what is the limit? What is the monetary limit for that particular court's jurisdiction? Okay, so here they are telling that a civil judge can try suits value not more than rupees 2 crore. See, children, this is different for different states. This is different for different states. Say, for example, in Karnataka, it is not 2 crores. It is not 2 crores when it comes to Karnataka. When it comes to Delhi, probably it is 2 crores. So for every state, it is different when it comes to monetary limits set for the particular court. Getting it? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Next, jurisdiction. What do you mean by jurisdiction? Jurisdiction means the power to control. Jurisdiction means the power to control. Once again, I just want to know if the recording is fine because I got a call. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, next. Courts get territorial jurisdiction based on the areas covered by them. Cases are decided based on the local limits within which the parties reside or the property under the dispute is situated. So, we are talking about district court. Say, for example, in a state, there are, for consider example, there are 3 districts, A, B, and C. A, B, and C. What are they trying to tell? Courts, there are courts here. There is one court. Oh, so sorry. There's one code for district A, there's one code for district B, there's one code for district C. Yes. Now, courts get territorial jurisdiction based on the areas covered by them. Say, for example, for the court, for A's court, this is the area which is covered. For B, this is the area. Yes, for C, this is the area. Now, cases are decided on the local limits within which the parties reside or the property under dispute is situated. So, if it is situated in this particular area, this particular court will take up the case. Getting it? Simple. Nothing to worry much. Okay, next. Next comes the metropolitan courts. Metropolitan courts are established in metropolitan cities in consultation with the High Court where the population is 10 lakh or more. What are these metropolitan courts? These are basically established in metropolitan cities. Metropolitan cities wherein the population is more 10 lakh or more. Here we can find metropolitan courts, and here there is one line which says Chief Metropolitan Magistrate has the powers of Chief Judicial Magistrate, and whereas Metropolitan Magistrate has the powers of Court of a Magistrate of the first class. You can just read and leave it, not of much importance. See, what they're trying to tell is the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate in these metropolitan courts has the powers of Chief Judicial Magistrate, has the powers of Chief Judicial Magistrate, whereas the Metropolitan Magistrate has the powers as the Court of a Magistrate of the first class. See, basically all of these you can only understand if you have done your LLB, right? We don't have the, we don't learn about the order of the judges, the order of the judges, who comes first, who comes later. We are not aware of all of it. Basically, what what you just have to know is Chief Metropolitan Magistrate has the power of Chief Judicial Magistrate. So whatever the powers which are given to Chief Judicial Magistrate, even the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate will have the same powers. Also, with whatever powers of a court of a magistrate of the first class has, the same powers are given to the Metropolitan Magistrate. Simple, clear, children, everyone? Yes? Yes? We are done with the chapter. We are done with the chapter. All the best. Right? Very simple, very easy, very, very basic. The chapter, see, I have, tried to explain this chapter in very detailed manner, but when you are actually see the lecture in detail, but you don't have to remember everything. Yes or no? It's just for your understanding. I give you a lot more information, but whatever is there in your book, that is sufficient for you all to study. Let's just revise whatever we have done in class today, and that's for the day. Okay. Okay, we started with I think, yeah, this is done. I think we started with enforcing, yeah, we started with enforcing the law today. Yeah, we started with enforcing the law. I'll just make you read this again so that you will remember. The organs of the union government, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislature forms laws, whereas the executive executes the laws, whereas the judiciary implements and interprets the laws, also gives punishment to the violators. Yes, legislator, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, executive, the ministers, council of ministers, prime minister, president, and the vice president. The judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court, and the other courts. Okay, now come to your book, enforcing of law. The law is passed in the parliament, it has to be enforced. So somebody should monitor whether the law is being enforced or not. So this is the job of the executive. Yes, depending on whether the law is a central law or a state law, the enforcing authority will be either the state or center. Okay, how is this done? With the help of various ministries. Various ministries, who's the head of the ministry? The minister. Obviously, the ministers, with the help of all the civil servants, he will try to make sure his functions are being carried out. That particular ministry's functions are being carried out. Now, there are many, okay, there is a ministry, and below that ministry there are various departments. Yes or no? Now, say for example, okay, that is what it is. And now Ministry of Finance. What is Ministry of Finance? Also known as Vitta Mantralaya. Okay, headed by Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Okay, what are the departments under departments under Ministry of Finance, Department of Economic Affairs, Department of Expenditure, Departments of Revenue, Departments of Financial Services, Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, then Department of Public Enterprises. Okay, what does it take care of? It concerns itself with taxation, financial legislation in financial institutions, capital markets. It also concerns with the union budget, central and state finances, etc. Yes, this is one of the major, most important ministry for us as chartered accountants. Yes, also they're talking about the union budget. Okay, and this particular ministry heads four civil services, namely Indian Revenue Service, Indian Audit and Account Service, Indian Economic Service, and Civil Accounts Service. Now it also heads Central Commerce Service, namely Indian Cost and Management Accounts Service. Okay, done with Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, it is a Indian government ministry primarily concerned with the Administration of Companies Act 2013, 1956, LLP Act, Indian Bankruptcy Code as well. Okay, it is also mainly the civil servants of the ICLS. ICLS meaning what? Company Law Service. Yes or no, cadre? Run this particular ministry. Okay, the highest post being the Director General of Corporate Affairs. Okay, next comes the Ministry of Home Affairs, that is also known as Griha Mantralaya. It is the departments of Ministry of Home Affairs are Border Management, Internal Security, Department of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh Affairs, Department of Home, Department of Official Languages, Department of States. It oversees, it basically concerns with the what? Internal security and domestic policy, headed by Union Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Amit Shah. Yes, they're talking about Department of Official Language, Central Translation Bureau, Hindi Training Institute, and Directorate of Census Operations. Okay, next, Ministry of Law and Justice. What did we study? The Ministry of Law and Justice deals with the legislative activities with the help of Department of Legal Affairs. Also, the Department of Legal Affairs advises the ministries on legal matters. Then, the Ministry of Law and Justice deals with the management of legal affairs with the help of which department? Legislative department. Also, the legislative department is concerned with drafting of the principal legislation of the for the central government. Also, the Ministry of Law and Justice deals with the administration of justice. The administration of justice is dealt by the Ministry of Law and Justice with the help of the Department of Justice. With the help of Department of Justice. Clear? Securities Board or Securities and Exchange Board of India. It is a regulatory board for securities and commodities exchange, commodity market in India under Ministry of Finance. Established so and so. You can read that. Okay. Next, Reserve Bank of India, Central Bank of India. It is a regulatory body and it regulates all the Indian banking channels and system. Okay, it is under the ownership of Ministry of Finance, responsible for control, issue and maintenance and supply of what? Indian currency. Also under Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran, it will print and mint Indian currency notes. Yes, also in two places. Where is it? One in Nashik and the other one is in Divas. Next, NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India, is one of the specialized division of RBI which controls or regulates the payment and settlement systems in India. Next, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. This is also wholly subsidiary of RBI, which specialized division of RBI, which will provide insurance support to the deposits and guarantee of the credit facilities to all the banks which are registered with the RBI. Next, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. I have explained you a little about IBC, and then now let's read about IBI. IBI is a regulator for the insolvency proceedings and also the entities like insolvency professionals, insolvency professional agencies and information utilities in India. It was established on so and so date, and it has its powers through the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. It also covers individuals, LLPs, partnerships, corporates, everyone. And the new code will speed up the resolution process for the stressed assets, that is nothing but the NPAs. Okay, it attempts to simplify the process of insolvency and bankruptcy proceedings. See, this is revision. That is the reason I'm so fast. I hope you are getting with my pace and you're able to revise along with me. Okay, it handles the case using two tribunals, that is NCLT and DRT. Getting it? Next, structure of Indian judicial system. The functions of Indian judicial system are regulation of the interpretation of the acts and codes. Next, dispute resolution and promotion of justice or fairness among the citizens of the land. And the hierarchy, first comes the Supreme Court, next comes the High Court, and then comes the other courts. Yes, Supreme Court, it is the apex. Chief Justice of India is the highest authority. Then principal bench consists of 7 members along with Chief Justice of India. Now it is increased to 34, including the Chief Justice of India, because of the number of cases, increasing number of cases and workload. Okay, if you have any violation of fundamental rights, you can always file a writ petition to the Supreme Court. Now High Court, High Court is the highest court of appeal in the particular state and union territory. Okay, yeah, there must be at least one high court, but as of now there are 25 high courts for the states as well as the union territories. For union territories also, the high courts in state only serve as the high court for them as well. Even here you can file a writ petition. Next, oldest high court in India is the Calcutta High Court. Now district court, these are below the high courts. Courts of district judge deals with civil matters, whereas Court of Sessions deals with the criminal matters. Yes, under pecuniary jurisdiction, that is related to money, civil judge can try suits valuing not more than 2 crores. That's the maximum limit. It's not the same for all the states. Okay, jurisdiction means the power to control, and it is decided based on the what? Based on the territory, and based on the parties where they are resident, and also the property or whatever, whichever is there under dispute is situated. Next, metropolitan courts are established in metropolitan cities where the population is 10 lakh or more, and they're talking about this chief metropolitan magistrate has the powers of chief judicial magistrate, and metropolitan magistrate has the powers of court of magistrate of the first class. Yes, are we done? Are we done with the entire chapter, the first chapter? Now you can check your material. I wouldn't have missed any of your topics. If I have missed any, you can just comment and let me know. And I also, students, I also want you to comment and tell me how you're feeling with my classes. Are you comfortable? Am I too fast, or am I too slow? Or are you able to grasp whatever I'm trying to tell you? How are you feeling? Give me a good feedback of the classes if you're watching, and just don't watch the entire video and just close the video, because I'll not be able to know what is running on your mind, what is there on your mind. Whatever you feel, if you feel good, right, it's good. If you feel I need to improve in certain area, please do tell me that, so that I'll try my best to help you all. I'm there for you for your business law. Don't worry. Okay, please follow my guidance, and you will be able to clear this subject without any difficulty. Okay, great. Hope you have understood. Thank you.